I think it's important to always be trying new things. And especially as we just start the new year, I think 2025 is going to not only present us with a unique set of challenges, especially considering how chaotic 2024 was in terms of the job market for software engineering, but honestly, just life in general. 2024 was a challenging and tough year. And 2025, we don't know what's in store. But all we do know is that we can control ourselves. And I think it's important that we not only be open to trying new things, but honestly just experiment. And so how I look at this for myself is that, this YouTube channel that we have here, I never would have even dreamed of getting anywhere close to almost 5,000 subscribers, which is just crazy to me. And I'm super thankful and grateful for everybody watching and subscribed. I really am, and I really appreciate it. And I really want to try or continue to try new things on this channel. We've done the stand up series, which was very successful. We did, I did about a year of small engine work, porting two-stroke engines, working on high performance two-stroke modifications, engine disassemblies. I worked on my truck, did so many things. And this year, the one thing that I want to try is getting into gaming and incorporating that with software engineering because I think that that's something that I haven't ever tried, and I've always been, I've always wanted to try. I've never streamed any kind of video game ever. I grew up on the GameCube, and so I want to play GameCube games that are at least nostalgic for me, and then incorporate them with discussions about software engineering because I think that we have a lot of topics to cover, but I want to try to introduce a new way to talk about them apart from me just sitting here in front of the camera talking to everybody because I think that this works and I enjoy doing this, but I want to also try new things and I want to try to keep new content coming in and trying to be creative with how we're having these kind of discussions. So I think that gaming over, overlaid with discussion audio, I think is going to be something that I try to incorporate. And I did post a first one just to experiment with it. I have a lot of kinks to work out with it, and I'm trying to figure out the right format for it. But I'm going to try, and I think that that's the most important thing, is because you never know where you may end up. And for me, when I started the two-stroke engine projects, I never thought it would take over a year. I never thought that I would learn so many skills that would directly translate into my professional life. And I never thought that I would get so much traction on YouTube from it. And I was honestly shocked. I was really, really surprised. And looking back on it, I see it as one of the best things that I've done, not only professionally, but just honestly, just personally, because it helped me grow my YouTube channel, but it also helped me learn a lot about software engineering that has just helped me out in general in life. And so, but it only came because I tried. And I think that that's the theme that I want to bring into for 2025 is just try something. If you have something that you've been wanting to try and you've been putting it off, I would honestly just try to do it now. And once you can get past the point of not caring what other people think, then go for it. Because I think for the longest time, I cared too much about what people thought. And that always held me back from trying things that I wanted to do. Because honestly, I wish that I had started this YouTube channel earlier than what I did. I've had it on here for a while, but I just never posted content because I was always afraid of what people thought, right? Even just strangers or even friends. I just cared too much about what people think. And that's slowly been going away the more I've gotten older and the more I've realized it truly does not matter what people think at all about you. And you don't have to justify your actions to people if they're questioning. And it's important that you don't let people hold you back because if I was still conscious of like what people thought, which of course I am to some extent, but if I cared what people think, I would not have done this channel and I wouldn't be making these videos because on the outside perspective, it's like, oh, I'm just sitting here talking to my camera. It's like, no, it's like this is something I enjoy. I love doing it. I love making content and videos. I love talking about software engineering, and I love experimenting with things and prototyping, and honestly, just trying whatever. And I just like doing it. And YouTube for me has given me not only an outlet to explore hobbies and passions and projects, but it's given me more self confidence. It's given me a voice. And I feel like that I'm very thankful for YouTube in that sense. And I'm thankful that I finally have some form of outlet that I can explore my creative interests. And that's what this channel is always about, is just trying different things and exploring passions and interests and hobbies. And I think on this channel, there's never going to be one true theme, because I think it's always going to be dynamic, and I think it's always going to be changing with how I change and how I'm increasing my interests and trying out different things. So if it's gaming, if it's biking, if it's car vlogs, if it's whatever it is, it's going to be on this channel, and I think it's going to be interesting and exciting. And a lot of it is going to have, undertones of software engineering, because that's how I make a living. So that's going to come through in whatever content I'm making, right? Whether it's discussions or themes or principles, a lot of it is going to stem from software engineering. And so you'll continue to find discussions about that overlaid on whatever kind of content. But the creativity and the spark and the prototyping is always going to be here on this channel. It's always going to exist, because it needs to. I just like doing it. And, I never, again, never would have dreamed that I would have had this many subscribers, which is just, is wild. It's like, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, I would have maybe said, oh, maybe have a couple hundred subscribers. Not anywhere close to what I have now. It's just crazy. Just the number of comments that I get from you all. It's just incredible. I'm reading these and I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm engaging and interacting with people, and I never would have thought that was possible. And I never would have dreamed that I could get this far on YouTube. And to me, what I feel like is I'm just getting started on this platform, and I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm excited, and it gives me an outlet for my creative pursuits. That's really what it is, because I like making content, I like videos, I like learning about software engineering, but it's hard to, like, if you take YouTube out of the equation, what else is going to allow you to just do those things, right? You can obviously just go read a book, right? But I can go do woodworking, work on engines, but nothing unifies it, right? It always feels like these disparate actions that you're doing, like, oh, I'm going to work on an engine just because, right? I'm trying to make my two-stroke engine more performant, or I'm making a side table that I'm making now for this room, right? Or I'm reading a book to learn about cues and software engineering, or I'm making a garden, whatever all these different things are. I don't like how they feel like they're disjointed. And I feel like YouTube unifies all of them, and it gives them it allows it to exist in some central place. And to use programming, it's like YouTube is like the repository for all the hobbies, and they all can exist in YouTube. And it not only allows me to document, but allows me to reference like stuff I'm working on. Like the reference material, a lot of honestly what software engineering is on this channel is a reference for me, because if I make something using Signal R and I forget how to configure that, well, now I have a video that I made that I can go back and reference, and now I have all the source code from my personal projects that I can look at to learn from. And that's been huge. And same with woodworking, and the same with engines, and same with everything. I like how YouTube is a repository for all that stuff. And to me, that's just it's priceless, and it helps me out in life in so many ways I never would have dreamed possible. And so, man, I'm excited for 2025. There's a lot, there's a lot of, I'll be honest, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do on this channel for 2025. I'm trying to post as consistent as possible because I have energy for it and I'm excited about it. So I really hope that we can continue the momentum into 2025. Got a lot of, I think, unique projects that are in the works currently. I can think of about three, and then four when springtime comes around. So I think we're gonna have a lot of content to make on it. And I am actively trying to grow my GameCube collection. So we're gonna have some content on that. Always gonna be software engineering content, discussions and everything. I'm trying to gather my book collection now for what I want to read in 2025. My goal is 47 books, so I'm trying to gather that material. But man, I'm excited, and I'm very excited for what this journey is going to hold this year. So if you have thoughts or goals or plans for 2025, let me know because I feel like discussing it with people helps us all grow because it challenges each of us. And being challenged, I think, is always a good thing. So I'm excited for 2025 and I hope you are too. And I'll see you on the next one.